everybody, the captain here. Whole freaking home. We have a video request, and this guy read Worthless, and he still doesn't know how to choose a degree. And I'm not besmirching him, and nor should any of us, because he brings up a very simple, so obvious question. You don't think about it. It's so overt. It's covert. Which is a great freaking movie, by the way. And he's like, well, how do I, it's like, yeah, I read it and I know what I should or should not, but how do I choose an actual degree? Well, here's the problem. That's where you come into play. It's an innocent version of what business should I start? That question pisses me off, because it's like, why the fuck am I doing all the heavy lifting for you? But if you're like 17, 16, and everyone's been blowing dirt up your chute and smoke up your chute, you don't know what they you think, I'm a kind of veterinarian, I like dogs. So the question is very pertinent beyond like, okay, STEM, so what? So I had to sit down and kind of think this one through, and unfortunately I don't have I do have an answer. It's the only answer, but it's not going to tell you. It's not a perfect formula. It's the only formula that can be given as to how to choose your degree. And you're going to have to understand that most people, they have 5 different careers over the course of their life, so no one really picks their degree right off the chute brilliantly. So here's what you got to do. First, if you are going to go to college, don't piss away your time. You have to major in STEM or the trades. You got to become a doctor. You got to become something. All right, because everything else is a hobby, and you can learn that by going to the library or going on the internet and reading books and downloading podcasts and watching documentaries for free. And you're going to have the exact same employment prospects as if you did go to college and piss away, Lord knows, 6 years of your life and $120,000 on a egregious engendered studies, victim, poor, woe is me, I'm not a cisgendered white male studies type thing. So if you are going to go to college, it is an investment of your time and an egregious amount of money. So don't fuck around. I think we're kind of past that whole there's no value in education. Education is priceless. Education is unto its own merit. Yeah, you're right. It is unto its own merit. So why pay for it if they're charging arm length? So if you're spending money, STEM, the trades, doctor, surgeon, something, right? Otherwise, don't even bother going to college, because it ain't the fucking point. Secondly, going forward, you have to realize that the market is changing, the economy is changing, and I would try to get in a field that has location independence as a default or a standard employment situation. You want to be able to work from home. You want to be able to work from Canyonlands National Park. You want to be able to work from Florida. You don't want to commute some cubicle prison slave office. You want to work from that. So if you can get in whatever that is, typically IT, but not always. But that's something to consider down the road. The second thing I would consider is it takes like biting the bullet in a metaphorical mental sense, but see if you can get a government job. It's not going to be challenging. It's not going to be rewarding. Your coworkers are going to be dumber than shit. They're going to be socialist charity hires. But if you can become a teacher or a social worker or some bullshit government job, it's not only easy, you're overpaid. Especially if you're a teacher, it's not a real job. You're only working 9 months out of the year. The benefits are killer. You get tuition reimbursement. You're an overpaid, lazy, make-work loser. And that's not a bad thing. It's, of course, it's not going to be challenging or rewarding, but if I were to do it all over again, I think I would probably try to aim for a government contract. Don't be putting any conservative, libertarian, or intelligent thoughts or independent-minded opinions on the internet where they can track you down. You're a good little liberal bitch. That's where you're going to be. And oh, yes, Obama and socialism is all wonderful. That way you get promoted and make your way up into the government. So kind of look at that. And then finally, here's the rub, and why I can't give you a direct answer, because there's no direct answer. It's going to take time. You got to figure out what you want to do. I mean, I can tell you what not to major in. I can tell you where it's going to be a waste of time, making money, or not making money. It's going to be a waste of time. You're not going to make money. You're just going to indict yourself, and then you're going to feel pity for yourself and blame George Bush or OWS protesters for your crap. You you have to sit down, and no one does this, you run it down. Just sit down and think things through. And ask yourself a lot of life questions like, what do I want to do? What do I like? What do I not like? What do I prefer to do? All that other stuff, you got to do. I can't do it. Yeah, because you're you. You're unique. And then knowing those parameters I set before, do this, don't do that. What kind of job or what kind of degree do you think you'd be good in? Where would you, because realize all jobs suck. You don't ask, where would I be happy? You have to ask yourself the question, where would I be least miserable? That's the real question. And I'm sorry, it's not puppies and flowers and unicorns and blowjobs that your teachers are fucking telling you. But that's the real world. And your teachers really, again, the government job, the government work. They don't live in the real world. They can, look how happy and dumb they are. They're like, anyway, hope that helps you out there, kid, and hopes it helps a lot of you other kids out there. Because I got news for you. Here's one key thing you gotta realize. I already did a video kind of related to this, but your dreams are not realistic. Your dreams that you have been fed and pre-programmed to have by your teachers, by your parents, by these dumb shit, idealistic, don't live in the real world morons. They're lying to you. It may feel good, the pretty lies, but they're still lying to you. And if you base your decision on lies that are not based in the real world, you will not have as much success if had you made those decisions based in the asshole, evil, jerk world that I'm telling you about. So that's it. Lower your expectations. Don't get too excited. I'm sorry, that's how it works. But if you do those things, take the time to figure it out, and go in STEM, consider that stuff, you're gonna have a much better future than like, I want to become a journalist. I want to become a writer. I mean, just look at those people. Look at the OWS. Do you want to become OWS? Look at the OWS type. Do you want to become them? All these morons that they complain about their student debts and they do like articles. Look at them. Look at them. Read and look and say, God, do I want to become this 32-year-old angry woman who has her triple masters and worthless shit and is bitching and whining for more government? Do you want to become that? That's all we got to do.